You said dates for Shelley. When are we going to get dates for Legends of Valar? Legends of Valor. I did a whole video on that. One of my favorite games when I was a kid. You know, the magic of, and by the way, being a game developer, you get so many great cards. I was at my bank today, coincidentally finalizing that damn transaction. It took me 2 weeks to send a wire transfer. Holy hell, Chase canceled it and said, it's to Barclays. We don't know if it's a legitimate wire. It's like, wow, man, you guys got problems. Anyway, taken care of. So I finally own it. The money's out. Great. And I was talking to the banker today, and he's training right now to become a developer, and he wants to be a game developer. So we ended up chatting for about 5-10 minutes about different game engines and where the industry as a whole is at. And really, it's absolutely amazing to see what you can do with all these different engines. I mean, like Godot, Babylon are incredible, and they're open source. And then the commercial engines like Unreal and CryEngine and Unity are just remarkable as well. So really, it's an all-you-can-eat menu where you can dream something, you can create something, you can do it very quickly, and you can add all kinds of cool things. Like the motion capture suits are super cheap and easy to use and a lot of fun to use and easy to work with. Blender has gotten so much more advanced over the years since when I first went to school to now. I remember taking computer science courses, and half the kids I was taking classes with were game developers. They wanted to be game developers, and just seeing what they had to do to build a game then versus what you can do now. It's incredible. It really is incredible. So the hard part is scope. That's really the hard part of scope. You have to decide your game mechanics. You have to decide, what's in bounds or not. And the challenge I have for Legends of Valor was it was built in a time when game mechanics were a realm of scarcity. Anything you wanted to do, you had to kind of just imagine it was possible, but it really wasn't. Like, oh, we will have food. Okay. Super simplistic system. Now it's like you can do anything. So you can do anything with a sleeping system. You can do anything with a food system. You can do anything with a combat system. It's like you can, because your decision space is so much larger, and the things that you can accomplish are so much grander, and the game mechanics you can integrate are so much more sophisticated and integrated, and you have so many more dimensions to play with. Touch and VR and speech and so forth. You really have to play the game of how do we cut instead of what is necessary. So it's going to be difficult. It was going to be difficult for us to kind of pare that down. Where I'm currently at is more likely than not, what I will do is I will go to Rwanda or Uganda or someplace like that, or maybe Wyoming. We'll have a competition. We'll see which one ends up, and teach a Haskell course and basically do what we did in Ethiopia with those 23 gals. And if the people pass that course, I'll hire them and say, you're game developers now, congratulations. And then I'll train them in PeerScript, and I'll train them in basically game development. And that'll be another 6 months to 9 months of education. So it'll probably take about a year to turn an average CS student graduate into a reasonable programmer game developer. And then they can write PeerScript, Babylon JS, these two things together. And then we can go do the enhanced edition. And then while I'm training all those people out, I'll have a small core of people work with me to basically figure out what we want to do with the enhanced edition of Legends of Valor. Then if we get everything right and all looks really good, and we can then start building that game, we should be able to build in about 6 months to a year. Now, right now, I'm actually having the code disassembled, and I'm working with some other people trying to restore some of the old source code so we can get all the original stuff basically pulled out. So we have that, and that small team will work with me to work our way through as we're designing the enhanced edition. And we'll release it probably open source, or at the very least as a free product, build a big community, nice fan base around it. And then we'll pull a Pillars of Eternity and do a Kickstarter type of deal and go and pre-sell and get a big, nice base of people for it, and go do a remake and hopefully raise a few $1 million and build up something really remarkable. That remake I would love to do with a system like Unreal, but I want to see what CryEngine has and the new Unity builds have, because of the PS5, the new Xbox are forcing an evolution in the graphics engine game. So there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff that comes on market. But that won't be relevant until 2021, 2022, that time frame, especially optimizations of these systems. And I'd love to see what the open source community can offer. So occasionally I'll drop some hints that we're doing things. And if we do it in Rwanda, for example, we'd love to do it as a partnership with the government. They're building this beautiful development park in Kigali. That's very nice. It's like their version of Silicon Valley, and they're desperate for people to come in and build something of substance there. And it'd be super cool because we could do all kinds of vertical integration. We can have our own art team and all these other people all together in one place, and labor costs aren't so bad, so we can be a bit more generous with the amount of people we hire, so we can have a lot of diversity on that team and a lot of cool new art that hasn't really been seen before. Things tend to be very stagnant. Artistic styles tend to be very stagnant in game development. It'd be nice to bring something a little bit newer and something a little different. So I'll let you guys know. It's been amazing to see how game developers work, like real-time ray tracing with RTX. It's like, wow, that was fantasy 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Now it's just like, here we just okay. I was always hopeful voxels were going to be a bigger thing. It didn't happen.